Welcome back to another episode of Sound Pals Go to the Movies. This is another Throwback Thursday review, and today I will be reviewing An American in Paris. And just a fair warning, there's going to be spoilers up ahead, so you've been warned. Three friends struggle to find work in Paris. Things become more complicated when two of them fall in love with the same woman. So let's begin with my first pro. In this movie, Leslie Caron has her American movie premiere. She was casted due to Gene Kelly seeing her perform on stage and also saying to the director that he believed that a real French girl should play Lisa versus an American girl trying to be French. Well, I think it was a good choice. She is a really good dancer. Also, the other cast that had to do musical numbers were great, minus Oscar Leventon, who played Adam Cook, the pianist. He was just there, I would say, for comedic relief. Since he is in reality a real pianist and not much of an actor, in this film, he did not contribute as much as others did in the movie. He was just there in the background as a supporting actor, I would say. Next point is the color of the sets. It's really colorful because it's, of course, an MGM film, and they had an amazing art department to make all the backdrops and sets for the movie that actually really pop out in color to the audience. You can see this with some of the musical numbers that had flowers. If you notice the backdrops, they are well done with really bright colors due to the pastel colors that we used. It is amazing how they did this back then with only pastel colors and just using lights. Next point, the dance numbers are really interesting since Gene Kelly, you can say, was sometimes the director because the real director, Vincent, was in the middle of his divorce with Judy Garland. So the task was left to Gene. He was the director and choreographer of the dance numbers and in the film. So he had say in what went and how they did it. And that brings me to my cons. So Gene was the director and you can say the boss of some parts of this movie, but he really was a bit mean to the actors and staff because they either did not step up to his standards or underperformed what he expected them to do. The one that found him really annoying was Leslie, who felt that he was really looking down on her and criticizing her for her performance. And it's not just her who's saying this, it was also other cast members who pointed this out. But I guess that during these times, they couldn't get away with stuff like this if you were a guy who was doing it. But at least we got Leslie's movie premiere out of this film. Next point, the story. Started nicely, but then in the middle point, it kind of fell apart. The relationship between Jerry and Milo was not really developed. Also, what happened with Adam, he just sat there doing nothing. As much as I wanted to see more of Adam, there was not a lot that actually they could have added to make him a likable character. And if you say, well, it's just a musical, okay then, fine. What did the last number have to add anything to the story? All it showed was different art styles by famous painters and Gene Kelly dancing in front of them with, I guess, showing him chasing Leslie around, but really, it's just him dancing in different styles. I would have liked if Gene, close to the end, when Lisa leaves, instead of having a big number, he has a small heartbreak tap dancing number by himself, and then we see Lisa return to the car and they have a big tap dancing number using the stairs, walking towards each other, and finally when they reach each other, that's when you go into the dream dance number. And also, you might show Milo accepting that Jerry is gone, and by that time you just roll the credits. Next, I think the characters in the film were too many. All you really needed was Milo, Jerry, Lisa, and Henry, but no Adam, because all he did was just spill some drinks on himself, and at one point he was a big keeper of the big secret that us, the audience, and him knew, minus the actors. If you had less characters, you could also have more time to develop the story and maybe have Jerry and Lisa end up with each other and also have Henry end up with Milo somehow, and then at the end with a big dance number and have them smiling, being happy as they cut to the end credits. I would believe that that's a more happy ending than just having Lisa and Jerry end up together and we forget about Henry and Milo. Maybe they're miserable, maybe they're not, but we still are interested in what happens to them. So my grade for this movie is going to be a 6.5 out of 10. The beginning of the story was great. The dance numbers were good, but as the story went on, that's when it unraveled and fell apart, at least for me. The ending was not really comprehensible or had a clear ending. I will admit, some of the Gene Kelly dance numbers were really nice to see, but I had to take some points off for the story. So that does it for this review of An American in Paris. Please join us next time where we're going to review North by Northwest.
No, Mother, I have not been drinking. No, these two men, they poured a whole bottle of bourbon into me. No, they didn't give me a chaser.
Come on, let's go.
Please like, comment, and subscribe. You can find our social media links below. And like always, keep watching movies.